The EFL Championship playoffs are upon us. You can tell by the shirt, I'm going to be completely unbiased throughout this video. This game is the richest game in world football. It's worth an estimated £265 million in TV rights, sponsorship deals, etc. for any team that manages to win the playoffs. I'm going to jump into each semi-final game, who I think will make it to the final, and then give you my championship playoff winner and the team that will be joining Leicester and Ipswich in Premier League promotion. Let's start off with my team, Leeds United against Norwich. I'm going to be completely honest from the get-go. I have zero hope that Leeds will even get past Norwich. If we got to the final, I wouldn't have any hope we can win that either, and you can be upset about that. You can say, well, you finished third in the league. How do you not think you've got a chance? I'm going to go into it, right? So in Leeds' last 5 fixtures, they had 3 losses against Blackburn, QPR and Southampton, 1 draw against Sunderland and 1 win against Middlesbrough. The problem is, even in that draw, we were truly atrocious against Sunderland. Against Middlesbrough, we conceded 3 goals and were lucky to come out with 3 points. I just don't see the form we've been in going into the playoffs. I don't see anything happening. But then let's take a look at Norwich. Norwich much better. 1 loss against Birmingham in comparison to Leeds' 3 losses. 3 draws, which admittedly isn't amazing either. They drew against Swansea, Bristol and Sheffield Wednesday. All teams in the bottom half of the league, all teams who haven't had a particularly good season. And then 1 win against Preston. Their last win was 4 games ago, Norwich. So I suppose both of these teams are coming in on pretty bad form. Big difference here is, for me, in the last 5 games, Leeds United have conceded 10 goals and only scored 4, whereas Norwich have conceded 6 and scored 6. So their overall performances throughout these games has still been better than Leeds United's, whose defence has been a calamity in recent weeks. We've also going into the playoffs without winning for 3 games. A loss against Southampton in what was a very important game to us, or it could have still meant a lot. So the players clearly aren't coping too well with the pressure. 4-0 against Queen's Park Rangers, who at the time of playing them, if we'd have won, they'd have still been in with a chance of relegation. That's how poor they were. One positive as a Leeds fan is we've beaten Norwich twice this season. So we picked up a 3-2 victory at Carrow Road and beat them 1-0 at Ellen Road. Does that give me more hope? It should. In reality, it should. I've seen this play out before. I was there at the League One playoff final when we lost against Doncaster. I was there at Ellen Road when Derby and Frank Lampard came and took the glory away from us and ended up losing at Wembley anyway. So fuck them, they don't matter. They've just got promoted back to the Championship. That's going to be a fun fixture next season. I'm saying, in my opinion, Norwich will end up reigning victorious and defeating Leeds United and making it through to the playoff final. As much as it pains me to say, I just, as a Leeds fan, if you're a Leeds fan watching this, let me know in the comments, honestly, do you think we have any chance of getting past Norwich? And if we do you think we have any chance of beating either Southampton or West Brom? Let me know in the comments. But let's move on to said fixture. Southampton versus West Brom. What have Southampton done in the last 5? 3 losses against Cardiff, Leicester and Stoke. 2 wins against Preston, and on the last day against us, Leeds United. Pretty rubbish form as well. I must admit, it seems like all of the teams that have ended up in the playoff spots haven't had a fantastic end to the season. It's not like there's one that have won 5 in a row, so you're thinking it's definitely going to be them. They're going to do it. West Brom, also 3 losses against Sheffield Wednesday, Leicester and Sunderland, and 2 wins against Preston and Rotherham. So everyone in this final run-in has beaten Preston and everyone's been beaten by Leicester, or at least these 2 teams have. Let's have a look at what's happened in those fixtures. Southampton have conceded 8 goals and only scored 4, whereas West Brom conceded 6, scored 6. So that says to me, West Brom are in slightly better form, same amount of losses, same amount of wins, but this is a much harder game to predict. Southampton did beat West Brom in both fixtures in the season, 2-1 and 2-0. So do you give them the upper hand? I don't know. Going into the last run of Championship fixtures, I feel like Southampton performed very, very badly under pressure. They could have gone on a streak at the end of the season and ended up in those automatic spots. In fact, really, it's been the last 10 games that completely threw them off. Carlos Corberán, in high-pressure situations, the way that his team plays, should perform a little bit better. So, for some reason, I know, it's a weird one. I'm going to go West Brom. I think West Brom have got the upper hand over Southampton. And I think it's purely because Southampton's fans were starting to turn against them a little bit towards the back end of this season. The unity isn't there. They came down with an amazing squad and haven't done as well as Leicester or Leeds did throughout the normal season. So I just think, just like Leeds, I'm not being biased here, genuinely. Just like Leeds, I think it's been taken out of them. And I think that the confidence that they will have had as a squad 10 games ago, that they were still going to get promoted, is no longer there. And I think it's so hard for Southampton and Leeds to have been in with a shout of automatic promotion all season pretty much, to then fumble it at the end to Ipswich. Massive congratulations to Ipswich. If you've seen my other championship videos, you know I'm very happy for them and very happy that they managed to get promoted. But from a Leeds and Southampton point of view, with the squads that we have, with the Premier League talent that we have, managers who should be doing well in this league, it's hard to pick back up after dropping off so badly. So I'm actually going with 5th and 6th to make it to the Championship playoff final. And then West Brom versus Norwich in the final. What do I think is going to happen here? Look at the previous fixtures in the season. West Brom beat Norwich 1-0 at home. In the reverse fixture at Norwich, Norwich won 2-0. It's kind of even, isn't it? Norwich with an extra goal on them, but so hard to predict. I said it before, the way Carlos Corberán plays, I really like. And I think going down to Wembley in that style, with that style of football, could go one or two ways. It's either going to click, it's going to go so well. We've seen it with Marcelo Bielsa. When it clicked. It was amazing. But Norwich are quite pragmatic. Could Norwich cause them problems? It's hard to say. I think at Wembley, West Brom will have a better atmosphere from their fan base. Potentially more fans overall in the stadium. I know that's impossible to predict. But Norwich are used to this. Both of them are pretty yo-yo-y type clubs, but I feel like Norwich have been up and down. They've been in the playoffs quite a lot in recent years, in the last decade. I'm finding it really, really tough to predict this part, but I just have a sneaky feeling that somehow West Brom will find their way to the Premier League next year. Don't ask me why. There isn't much reasoning for the final. For the semi-finals, I was like, this is going to happen. This is why. Leeds, #1 bottle jobs. Southampton, rubbish under pressure. Leads to the West Brom-Norwich final, which is just up in the air. Come back to this video when West Brom don't even make it past Southampton and laugh at me. But for now, I'm saying West Brom will make it to the final and they'll actually win it. And they're quite a big club. I'd be quite happy to see them back in the Premier League. Is there any hope for Leeds? You know what the problem is? This has happened a few times towards the end of the season, and I'm sure that Southampton fans will feel the same, where it's like, if we win this week, if we get a victory this week, we're still in, automatic promotion is on. And I've seen us fail at each hurdle, which just, to me, in my head now, I've given up. I don't want to get excited about the race because I've just seen us lose 3 in a row, but the magic could happen. And I tell you what, if we went to Wembley, Leeds United, and won the playoffs, I think it'd be actually the best day of my life. I'd be there. It'd top 3 moments of my entire existence on this planet. Will it happen? Highly, highly doubtful. But this is why the playoffs are so exciting. No matter who makes it to the final, I'm going to be watching, and I'm probably going to be super excited to see who makes it to the Premier League next year. It's just such an amazing end to the season. Let's just hope that it's an amazing end to the season for Leeds United. Scary. But there's my predictions. Let's go over it quickly one last time. So I'm saying Norwich will beat Leeds and they will go on to face the victor of Southampton and West Brom, which in my opinion will be West Brom. As I said, the 2 lower teams are going to make it to the final. Less pressure. Haven't bottled it throughout the season. Managed to get the playoff spots. Were never expected to get automatic. So they should be going in with a little bit more confidence than 3rd and 4th. Then in the final, West Brom against Norwich. I think West Brom's style of play and added atmosphere will lead to them winning the playoffs. So let me know what you think in the comments. Give me your predictions. Tell me who you think will end up winning the playoffs and securing a spot in the Premier League next year. I'm sure you'll see some reaction videos on all of the playoff games and to see who gets up to the Premier League. Please stick around, like and subscribe. We're posting football content every single day this month. So if you love football, hopefully you'll fall in love with the channel as well. Please subscribe, please like the video, and thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate your time. Good night.